Okay, we're live. Hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hello, world. I used to work for a company that was Hello World. I love that. Anyway, wanted to reach out to you today and wanted to go on Shanda On Demand as we're wrapping up the end of the year and to really look at where are the things that we've done well today. So I know that when I stop and I look at 2022, and by the way, this is the last week of our live streams where we're streaming live every single day for this week. Next week, I'm going to do, I don't know what is dinging. So hold on one second. Why it's dinging. I'm going to pull this off. Hopefully that was the dinging. Okay, stop dinging. Okay, so I wanted to go live and I wanted to share a couple focuses between now and the end of the year. So first of all, there's always the feeling sometimes that we're behind. Am I right? Anybody feel that way? You feel like maybe this year you could have done better than you thought, like maybe you hit your goals or maybe you didn't. You guys just put me in the comment section if that's you. If you wish that you would have done a lot more either in your relationships, in your business, in your life, like you feel like maybe there would have been more inside me if I would have if I had more support. And I want you to fill in the blanks. What would have, if something would have supported you, what would it have been? Like if this thing was in your life this year, would you have hit your goals? What was it? Do you understand what I'm saying? So maybe it's like, if I had more money, I could have hired a virtual assistant or a better coach or do a VIP day or whatever, right? So the world would be, Esteban said, if I had more acceptability, right? So if I had more consistency, Stephanie said, if I had more support from my spouse, if I had more patience. I was literally reading this morning about how to unlock peace in your life. And sometimes right now, this time of year, some people could have some real challenges around peace. And the reason why you could have some challenges around peace really comes down to the fact that maybe you don't feel like you've been able to accomplish what you wanted to accomplish this year. And maybe you feel like 2023 is already coming up really fast. And it is. It's going to be here like this. And some of the pocket coaching I've been sending out to my clients and some of the pocket coaching coming and some of the newsletters coming out from Hardcore are around the conversation of close down 2022 and look at 2023. Like what could we do right now in 2023 to be able to get ahead of the ball? You know what I mean? Like sometimes you have to kind of lick your wounds and say, okay, I showed up the way I showed up. And you got to learn from that. I really recommend journaling about what was missing this year that you needed to have it in place to be able to hit your goals. That's where wisdom comes into play. Wisdom isn't just about, oh yeah, like let me criticize myself because I didn't hit the mark, or let me look at why I'm incompetent or inconsistent or have perfectionism issues. Listen, everybody has some sort of battle with any of that or all of it. But the difference is that high performers are people who, let's just say, hit success, because there's a lot of high performers that are still not making it. And you know who you are. If you think you're a high performer, put high in the comment section. If you think you're a high performer, put high in the comment section. And what you're doing is you're letting everybody else know that they're not alone. When you comment right now, you let everybody know that they're not alone. And so sometimes you can be a high performer and you're still not hitting the mark that you thought you'd hit. Now, listen, this is why what you focus on matters. This is why who mentors you matters. This is why how you build the environment and the atmosphere in your home matters, is because it all starts with the atmosphere inside of our minds. And so I'll never forget walking down the street and having this aha moment that a battle that I had in my marriage wasn't my husband wasn't the problem. It was actually my thinking. Anybody have anything like that? Put me in the comment section, right? It's like, I noticed that I had gotten in a habitual habit of just looking at, like, comparing my husband to the Instagram post. That's kind of a joke. It wasn't really the Instagram post, but looking at, this is what I expected my life to look like. And instead of taking responsibility on looking at my year, looking at my months and going, what was missing for me to be able to create the results? Because it's not really your spouse. It really is not. It's or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or somebody that you love. It's really, how do you conduct yourself? Do you build up your partners in life, or do you criticize them? If you criticize them, 100% you're going to take down the atmosphere in your environment, because you cannot change anybody. So we can put the power back or take the power back into our own hands. And we've got to reduce the pressure inside of our minds so that we become still, we become stable. And so one of the things that I'd like to talk to you about today is looking at 2022 and just asking yourself, what was missing? And from a place of responsibility, not a place of victim, or Joyce Myers talks about like this pity party that we put ourselves in. So I put myself in a pity party for probably 2 years in my marriage, where I literally, and I did this, by the way, in my business too, when I started my business, and it was a really good friend of mine. Thank God. Can we say like love to the friends out there that maybe even tag them right now, the friends out there that have always stood for you and they told you the hard things. So I had a friend who tagged that person, whoever stood for you, has stood for you, just say thank you and their name, right? And tag them right now. It's so powerful because I had a great friend who said, Shanda, did you know you're a martyr? I was like, I didn't even know what a martyr was. And I was like, what do you mean I'm a martyr? Like, I like get everything done. I go after it. I pick up everybody else's weight. And she's like, exactly. And you tell everybody that you do it. You tell everybody that you pick up their weight. You tell everybody that you're doing their job. You tell everybody that you gave to them on this level. Like it's conditional being in a relationship with you. And she was brave enough. She was brave enough to tell me that. And so I just want to do a shout out to all of our friends out there that are willing to be in our space and tell us the truth and to be able to stand for us. And then it's our responsibility to not get offensive and to just say, okay, thank you. Like I needed that, because in that moment I could hear her and I took the feedback and I shifted. And then many years later, I got married and I saw the martyr, which is the pity party, come back in my marriage, but it looked a little different. So we can't have peace. If we have no peace, we have no power. See, joy is connected to our strength. And if we don't have joy, we have no strength. And so you got to think about the reason why we get disassembled, disingenuated, defeated, those feelings is because we've lost our joy somewhere, which means it's time to take the power back. So I'm going to encourage you to look at what was missing in 2022 and then look at planning 2023 and make sure that you build that in. And so you don't have me in your ear 24/7 unless you're in our Meant to Be Live program, or say you want to do our challenge next week. We are going to do the last challenge of the year. I was going to close down the company for the month of December. And normally I'm gone for the whole month of December and I'm skiing. And so this year, even though my husband would love me to be skiing, I am doing a revenue challenge where I'm going to show people in 5 days how to increase the revenue based on where the world is right now. Now you'll see my trainings change probably February and March of next year, because we're going to have to all pivot as the global marketplaces change. And so we don't know if it's going to be crazy or if it's going to be subtle, but the point is things are going to change. You don't market the same way. You don't market your products and your services. This is why when I tell you don't sell a product or a service, sell a feeling. Feelings are drastically going to change when you have a spouse that gets laid off, or when you get laid off, or when all of a sudden your house value depreciates, or all of a sudden a bunch of people's mortgages are going to balloon up with bigger interest rates. Like all of these things are going to change, right? And as they change, your marketing must pivot. And so right now I can show you over the next 60 days, next week in the Revenue Challenge. So if you want to be part of the Revenue Challenge, comment the word challenge. Comment the word challenge, and we'll send you a direct inbox message that will hook you up with the registration page. We're literally just opening that up right now. So comment the word challenge if you want me to train you next week on the Revenue Challenge and show you how to take the next 60 days of your revenue and be on point with it, like market properly so that you can focus on the revenue. Money changes a lot of problems. I know there's this whole like guilt for some people around money, but it changes a lot of problems. And so I'm going to do one last push, and then immediately after the Revenue Challenge is over next week, I close ship, meaning that I end for the year, and I'm going to go spend a couple of weeks with my family and just recalibrating from 2022. So how do I reduce the pressure in my life? And I'm gonna just walk through this. I'm gonna recommend that you do this work. I look for the worst case scenario. What's the worst case scenario if I do this webinar and nobody shows up? What's the worst case scenario? I remember doing my first 3-day event. It was horrifying, terrifying. I'd never ever invested, that type of money. It was $140,000 to do this event. I was barely making that money. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to roll the dice like Las Vegas blackjack on this one hand, which is do this 3-day event that was live. It's called the Zone event. And it's still going today. And I remember letting it ride. And I remember my first offer and only 7 people bought. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm dead. I'm financially dead. I was like, this is a really bad moment for me. And I called my coach and I was licking my wounds and I said to her, I said, you know what? I only had 7 enrollments. And the program was $7,000 at that time. I had 7 enrollments. And with those 7 enrollments, I got to plug this in. With those 7 enrollments, it put me, excuse me, guys, I just got to plug this in. It put me in a position, in those 7 enrollments, it put me in a position where I lost the money. Like I didn't even see how it was possible to recalibrate from that. Call my coach up and she says to me, do any of you guys know Lisa Sasovich? Put Lisa in the chat if you know her. My coach at the time said, Lisa had just done this big event. If you know anything about Lisa Sasovich, she's known for her closes. Like she's known for like the irresistible offer and like she is just known for her closes. And Lisa had just done an event and she had more people in the room and she only had 5 enrollments. And she said, you beat Lisa and you didn't even know. Do you know how many times I see clients that are building businesses, entrepreneurs, and they have no idea how far they are. They have no idea how good they're doing because either their lists are not big enough or they haven't made enough revenue. And so they think in their head that they're failing and then they start to defeat, they start to like pull back, and that's not the right move. I'm telling you, it's in the moments that you think you're failing that you must reach out for help. It's in the moments that you think you're failing that you must reach out for help. So I want to do a short Shanda On Demand today. And I wanted to have you look at what was missing in 2022 that you must build into 2023. And then the second thing I want you to do is wherever you're having problems, I want you to reach out to somebody who has your results, somebody who owns the results that you want. Don't go to your friend. Don't go, unless your friend is crushing it, making millions of dollars. Don't go to somebody that's making $200,000 a year if you want to make $1 million a year. Right? Find people in your ecosystem, flip through your phone. It's amazing who's in your phone that you don't even realize because we undervalue what's already in our space. There's somebody in your life that you could run the breakdown by. This is why a coach is important. There's somebody in your life you can run the breakdown by. And don't just try and muscle through it from trial and error, because trial and error takes too long. So I'm going to end this live right now, and I'm going to encourage you to create a text message or an email or a Facebook inbox message or a post and ask for help around a specific area in an empowered way. So I'm having a challenge with writing my book, but I know there's a way. Can someone give me some advice on this? See, there's a very different post when you say, I'm failing, I suck, everything's not working. Nobody powerful is coming to your aid. Own it, take responsibility. The famous words are, I know there's a way, I know it's me. Can someone just give me a couple words of advice in the area that's breaking? If you do just those 2 things today, what do you need to build into 2023? And where are you breaking? And ask for help from an empowered place. I can almost guarantee you that you will get your problem solved. Here's to inching your way up to success and then having a massive breakthrough where everything comes together fast. And I believe that's 2023 for you. If you want me to teach you in your revenue, comment the word challenge right now. The word challenge right now. I'll send you a direct inbox message. I set up a little bot that will send you a message that will help you get registered for a 5-day challenge that I'm doing around revenue generation for the next 60 days. If you follow that 5-day plan, I think you'll do really well. All right, you guys, I'll see you here tomorrow on Shanda On Demand. at 10 at what geez I'm like at 11 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, and I'll be here all week for you. All right, you guys, so much love for you. Talk to you soon. Bye.